Hello and welcome back to latest Sinn. Today I'm going to be tackling the question, what makes a good dive watch? And I've got a selection here of my current dive watches in my current collection. Unfortunately, I haven't got any watches that are 50 meters to 30 meters water resistancy in the current collection to show you guys, but as it happens, they aren't classed as dive watches anyway. They're really only suitable for splash and rain resistant. Right, so let's get on with the ones that I can show you. These two here are my 100 meters divers that I've got. I'll show you them. This is the Spinnaker Wreck with a screw down crown, and this states that it is water resistant to 100 meters, and I've currently got it on a NATO strap. It did come on a leather strap, but I switched it out quickly for a combo strap. So that is the Spinnaker Wreck. And then we move on to my Seco 5 Sports Baby Monster, which is also limited to 100 meters, but this one has a pull push crown rather than screw down. Now, personally, I wouldn't dive with either of these watches. I'd like to call them, I'd call them beachwear watches. For example, good for swimming, snorkeling and water sports. My only whimper with this Seco is that it's got a push-pull crown, whereas the Wreck has got a screw-down crown. But I certainly wouldn't go diving with either of these watches. Right, so that leads us up to the 200 meter mark, and with that I have got my Seco Solar Prospects. This one has screw down pushes for the chronograph and a screw down crown. As you can see there, it's a divers to 200 meters, and I like this watch and it's cool. And for now I've put it back on its rubber strap which it came on, and it's just got the crest there, if you can just about see it. It's got the crest there which matches the crest on the back. So that's the Seco. Also in the 200 meter bracket, I've got the Tracer Storm Pro, and again this one has a screw down crown. Another cool watch in the collection. And if you've not seen the unboxing video of this, then please do check it out where I explain what H3 illumination is. So that's the Tracer Storm Pro. This one's also got a diving extension there on the bracelet. Then we move into my Trudy Black Bay. And this, as you can see on the front there, says 200 meters. This also has a screw down crown. This one doesn't have the bracelet extension for diving, which is its only down port. Really, when I got it resized, perhaps I should have got it micro adjusted to there, so then I could always push it out for the diving, but that's too late now anyway, but never mind. I can always, because it's got this quick release swim bars, I could always pop it out and put it on a NATO if diving is required. I've also included my Trudy Pepsi in this collection. It's got a screw down crown because it too is 200 meters water resistant, although it doesn't state on the watch itself. You have to find that on the website. But I wouldn't dive in this in its current state without a strap. Of course, you'd have to change this for a NATO bracelet before you went diving in it, because as we all know, water wrecks leather. Now, the one thing to notice with all these watches in the 200 bracket is that they've all got screw down crowns, and that's because these watches are suitable for what they call skin diving. That's diving without a wetsuit, and it's also good for professional use. Professional use, that's diving at depths, for example, but note, not saturated dives, so it's limited to the 200 meters there. And I'd also include watches up to 300 meters in this bracket as well, the ones that don't have helium escape valves. But as you can see, I don't have any of those to show you. So to sum up, this bracket here are good for dives up to the 200 meters. Now for the watches above 300 meters. And in the current collection, I have got this, my TechnoMarine Black Reef, and this, as you can see, is valid up to 500 meters there. This watch again has a screw down crown and also screw down pushers as well. It also has an automatic helium escape system here where the gases can escape. And as you can see, as the depths increase, so does the size of the watch. This one quite thicker than the Black Bay. 300 meters examples are the Rolex Submariner, the Omega Seamaster, both of which have its helium escape valve. And I'd also like to mention the Rolex Sea Dweller, which is pressure tested to 1220 meters, which far exceeds this one. Now, all these watches that I've just mentioned there are suitable for saturation diving. In other words, these watches are the best dive watches you can buy. Of course, all these watches are only waterproof and resistant to the stated levels if they are maintained and the seals of the watch are tested on a regular basis. For example, I used to own an Omega Seamaster 300 quartz, and when it came to changing the batteries, the AD could swap them out, but they always tell me that it isn't wise to dive unless it's sent back to Omega for inspection. So that's it. That's my quick video on dive watches. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. You join me back in the mosh pit, folks. That's right. After 2 hours, I'm back in the mosh pit. And Marge isn't best pleased with me, as she thinks it's my fault that her basket full of her bargains is now missing. You know, the one she hid during the fire evacuation. And guess what, folks? There wasn't a real fire after all. That's right. Who'd have predicted that? Of course, Marge is now fuming, and she's currently trying to rediscover the clothes that she found earlier. And so far, she's had no luck. All right, Marge. I'll stop the recording. I know it's not funny and I shouldn't be documenting it. I know, but maybe it was God telling you that you didn't really need those new clothes. After all, you know, he knows best. Ouch, Marge. Hello, sir. Can I have a word with you? Oh dear. It's security folks. I'll